Parents and grandparents like us, it's hard to keep up with technology. It does change so quickly.
Yeah, my kids already know more about most things on the computer, an iPad, an iPod than I do.
Yep.
And that could be a dangerous thing. Now, a new app created right here in Pittsburgh is helping parents understand what their kids are doing online and helping keep them safe. It's called AppCertain. Spencer Whitman is CEO and founder of AppCertain, and he's here along with Ann Lopez, who uses AppCertain for her daughter, who is 12. Good to have you all here with us.
Hi, guys. Spencer, Ann. So, what is the app, and then let's talk about how well it's working for you.
Sure. So it's a very simple app, and it's free, that once you install it, you can monitor what apps get installed on your child's iPad, iPod Touch, or iPhone. And we send you an alert about what that app is capable of doing and what it's supposed to do.
So, Ann, tell me how you've been able to use this. What kind of things have you learned?
And why did you install it?
Right. Well, one of the reasons was I heard a lot of people talk about horror stories of their kids' in-app purchases and problems with, they discovered some app that had inappropriate content. So when I made the decision to buy my daughter an iPhone, I felt better about it because I knew I could install this app and monitor them without even looking at her phone.
Right, right. So you're not having to feel like you're on top of her things.
Or
you're
snooping
getting it.
or
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And be able to establish some trust with her. So we can build that, and I can talk to her about those apps instead of just not giving her any control at all of her own device.
Have you gotten emails that you've had to talk to her about?
I haven't. There's been a couple apps that I was questioning, and actually I guess there was one that was I think it was intended for older kids. Not that she was necessarily doing anything wrong with it.
How old
but
is your daughter?
She's 12.
Okay.
And so I just thought, because there's the capability of sharing photos of yourself with other people, I just said, let's just delete it because it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, well, and that leads me to the risks, because there's so many, and I think parents are so, I hate to use the word ignorant, but I'll call myself ignorant, that we don't even know the risks. So let's talk about some of those. One of them, obviously, I think inappropriate content, but some of that content can come from ads. Is that right, Spencer?
That's right. So a very popular weather app had dating service ads for, I think, the first 2 years that it was in the store.
Oh my, and that's an app that anybody might have.
That's right. I mean, it was, when I say very popular, I mean like the most popular one.
No
right?
way.
Yeah.
Wow. And then sharing photos and videos. Sometimes you don't even realize it.
That's right. So a lot of apps, it's fun for kids to have silly pictures that they share with friends or videos that they're posting online. It can be a game to see how many followers you get, and that's great. The problem is a lot of this can be public, and it can have things like location information attached to it. It can be an app that allows you to communicate with other people, or other people to start talking to you after they've seen what you're doing.
Are you talking about strangers?
That's right, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so what we try to do is, kind of like in Ann's case, help parents know what to talk about with their children. Because we're trying to enable parents to raise more responsible digital citizens.
So, for example, your kid takes a picture at school. Some strange person starts a communication with them. You talk to your kid, you say, don't talk to that person. They can find out where that school is based on that picture, like GPS somehow?
It's possible. So again, some photographs can have GPS information attached to them. Another example would be something that you don't think about. The name of the school is in the background.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the kind of stuff where luckily nothing terrible has happened that we're aware of because of this. And we're hoping that with AppCertain, nothing terrible ever will happen.
How does AppCertain, I mean, without getting too technical on it, Spencer, how does AppCertain do that tracking?
Sure. So we use similar technology that companies have been using for the past couple of years to keep track of their employees' devices. And so it's a really easy, simple process. I can actually show you if you want.
Yep.
So right here, I've gone to the App Store and I've downloaded AppCertain. You can search for parental controls or AppCertain. It's a free app, and it takes about 20 seconds to set it up. So once you create an account, then you just click on this button here that says monitor this device. There's a quick little tutorial that'll explain what it's going to look like, just in case you need help. Install what's called a profile, and then do install and install again. And you're done.
And you're done.
You're set up.
Can you show me the emails and what kind of information you give in the emails so people
Sure.
know what they'll be learning about these apps?
So here's an example email that was recently sent for this device. 3 new apps were installed. And you can see that we try to give both the good and the bad about the app. Because there can be some very surprising things about very popular apps that parents just can't find out or didn't realize, even if they are tech savvy.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are over 900,000 apps, you said. Apps, of course, are applications. We haven't really said that up to now. But how do you possibly keep up with all of that?
That's a great question. I mean, it's impossible for one person to really know, right? And that's why we started AppCertain, was to help parents stay on top of that. So myself and my co-founder, Jim Newsom, we both went to CMU and have very strong backgrounds in automated computer security analysis. So we've brought that background to figuring out what these apps do. And we have a team of analysts who manually look at each of these apps as well to figure out, is it educational? Is it appropriate for my child? That kind of thing. And then we've been analyzing over hundreds of apps each day. And this is what we do.
Wow.
You know? So.
Well, thank you for doing it for all of us parents.
Sure,
I know
thanks
I've
for having
already
us.
fallen victim. My kids spent like $50 in those in-app purchases before I even figured out what that was.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, I know a lot of parents are appreciative. Thank you both.
Thanks for
having us.
Best of luck.
And if you'd like to try AppCertain, it is free, and you can add additional devices for a nominal charge. You can just search for AppCertain from Apple's App Store, and we also have the link to their website for you at kdka.com.